Good day, everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk, the Todd Worsham Show. All right, everybody, how we doing? Hope you're not all as cold as I am. Hey, it got up to 30 degrees here today, so Bangor, remain. The home of the nose ring. I just have to say it. I don't think there's anybody here that doesn't have a nose ring. It's almost like it's a cult here, but it's cool, whatever. I mean, I don't judge people. That's not my job. So what are we going to get into today? I don't know. I guess there's so many things happening right now that my head's spinning and my ADHD can't let me focus in on one thing. So we're just going to do kind of a collage of different topics and stuff like that. And we're going to start with the shifting. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, a while back I did an episode on ascension, I think it was, and how our galaxy is moving through a certain part of the universe where the energy levels are going up, which directly affects our planet. So it raises our frequency. And it's our responsibility, each and one of us, to rise our frequencies up to the new frequency so that we can, I don't know if I want to use the word mature, but if we can get to the next phase of life, I guess. I mean, I can break all this down and it sound crazy and maybe boring to some people, but it's really kind of cool. So if you believe in the Bible, which a lot of you do, I would equate it as the rapture. So I don't know the Bible verbatim, so I apologize if I tear stuff up or if I'm slightly inaccurate or maybe inaccurate. I haven't read it in a while. So in any rate, so we're what people would call, I think, in the end times, and it's obvious to me. There's so many things going on right now, but the thing that makes it really strange is if you really do your research and you really observe and you really look at all the video and you listen to everything that's being said and you go over it and you break it all down and try to, piece it together like a puzzle or whatever, I think you're going to find that a lot of the stuff that we're going through it may be biblical, but it's man-made. And in the Bible, that's a prophecy. And if I remember correctly, I can't think of the name of that book. The last book that's I'm brain farting right now. I apologize. But anyway, I believe that wasn't put into the Bible until 1400, 1600, somewhere around then. So, and if you read it, they're prophecies. Okay. So prophecies are not set in stone. Prophecies. So for example, we'll take the Bible. So the Bible tells us that if we don't do this, and this is what's going to happen. Right? And that's basically what it is. So if we're not following what we're supposed to be doing, then that's going to happen. So, and for the most part, I think most people on the planet do follow it. I mean, I don't really know worldwide. And I know on the news media here in the United States, they're saying that churches are going away and, and religion's going away. And I'm not going to agree with that or disagree with that. I really don't know. I haven't really seen actual numbers on that. But what I can tell you for a fact, I know this because I talk to people and do my own independent research, that a lot of people are going to spiritual. And the people who thump the Bibles, they don't agree so much with us people who are more spiritual. Well, if you read the teachings of Jesus, Emmanuel, Joshua, something like that, which I think is the name in the Old Testament. So if you read his teachings, he's basically telling us how to unlock our pineal gland and how to be one with God, which if you're spiritual, that means creation. If you're religious, that means creator. And in my mind, in my eyes, that's a big, huge difference, because I don't think it's some guy up there or some entity. I believe everything in the universe is one. And I've known that, I think, my whole life. And it's kind of bizarre because as I get older, I'm starting to realize information that I know, but I don't know how I know. I've spoke about this before, and it's getting worse and worse. And when I say worse, I mean like it's getting more frequent. Like, for example, last night, I woke up, I don't know, about 2:30 in the morning, and I can remember asking questions before I went to bed, or what some people would say, praying. However you want to word it, doesn't matter. It's the same thing, creating the same results, so it doesn't matter. But as I was doing that, I was asking my angels for some type of direction on what I need to be doing right now. Just a simple, basic question, like, I feel like I'm not doing enough. What do I need to do? So the weirdest thing, I woke up around 2:30 in the morning, and just before I woke, I had like these visions in my mind, or these visions, and they were like these little cards, little white cards, and they had people's names on them. I have no idea who. I can't tell you what names were on there. I just remember seeing names. And this is the really weird part. Underneath their names, it either said shift or no shift. Now, we're not talking about a shifter in a car. We're talking about 3D versus 5D densities, frequencies. And I sat there at 2:30 in the morning, just sitting up in bed, trying to figure out what the heck I just saw, and trying to figure out how to process it. So through the whole day today at work, in between my tasks, I tried to like revisit that moment just before I woke up to see if I could actually read some of the names on there, or actually see what all that really meant. And it's just really weird because I think it was last week or the week before that, I started getting some real intense visions of, and I know this is going to sound crazy. Now, I'm only telling you what I'm seeing, what I'm experiencing. And anybody that knows me knows that I am very, very, very highly intuitional, if that's a word. Clairvoyant to a certain degree, and I get visions. And they're random. I see things, or I'm told things, or whatever. And that's been going out through my whole life. But in the last 10 years, it has gotten a lot more frequently and a lot more detailed. And I don't know, it's really weird. So, and I don't know how to explain it to you. It's not like someone talks to you in your head. I mean, that's not what it is. It's like you just instantaneously, or you just all of a sudden just have this information that you have no idea where you even got it from, because you don't know shit from Shinola where the fuck it came from, but it's in your head, and you can actually see. Because I can remember, I can remember there was like all these little square white pieces of paper, and they were kind of like floating through they were like kind of floating across my vision, and going out, and they just kept one after another, and then sometimes there was like 4 or 5 in my view, and I don't know why I focused on the word shift, versus the names. So that's kind of still tripping me out right now. But I guess I can't really do anything with the names. So I guess this person shifts and that person doesn't shift. So I really don't know. It's going to take me a while to process this. Luckily, I have a Rike appointment on 17th. So hopefully I can talk to my Rike master and try to figure some of that stuff out, because I really don't know. I'm just now kind of getting into all this stuff, the Rike, and I'm thinking about diving into some Kundalini and getting my chakras all set and get ready for the shift, brother. So what happens at the shift? So the Bible says, and don't quote me because I don't remember exact words or whatever, but I believe it says that people will disappear, your neighbors will disappear, this will disappear, that'll disappear. So according to the Palladians and some other factions from the Galactic Federation, it's going to kind of happen like that, but it's kind of more like subtle, where when the actual shift happens, and this is where it gets into like dimensional or frequency. It's all frequencies, but for lack of a better term, we'll just use the word dimension. But so you're on your 3D, and we're just going to slightly just start splitting off like this. And the 5D is going to go over here, and the 3D is going to stay here. So if I'm understanding everything that I'm researching, everything that I'm checking on, the people who are set on the 3D are going to have to kind of go through whatever is happening on the planet right now. All the bad stuff, all the bad people, all the haters, all the people who are non-loving, and people who hurt people, and people who hurt the planet. Because again, like I always preach, the planet is a living entity. It's a living thing, just like you. The planet's no different than your body. It has organs. It has cardiovascular system. It has everything that we have. There's no difference, none, zero. And until we start understanding that, things aren't going to happen. And I think that's kind of where the split's going to be kind of off, where the people who don't understand the universe as far as like on a frequency level, I think are going to kind of be left. They're going to kind of go, they're going to stay on the 3D planet and just go that way. And then the rest of us, I'm hoping I'm one of them, I should be. I'm trying to get my seat on the airplane right now on the spaceship. So we're going to kind of split off. And then if I understand everything correctly, people who don't serve you will kind of just like fade away and fade off into the 3D. And then everybody who serves everybody is going to go off into the 5D. And then from that point on, technology is going to go rampant. Money system's going to change. Governmental system's going to change. So the way I'll break it down the way that Bajur does. Bajur, he's a channeler. Well, he's actually, I don't know the guy's name who channels, but he channels to a Palladian called Bajur. It's on Facebook. You can read it. It's on X, and it's all over the place. But anyway, that's just one of probably thousands, and I mean thousands of people who can channel. It's just getting more. It's getting telepathy or mind communication is growing at an incredible rate right now. And it's really cool too, because this is why, if you're religious and you're into the Christian Bible and you believe all that stuff, I have no doubt in my mind that you're going to move right along with it if you're a good person. Because I don't think it really matters if you're religious or not. I think what it matters is what's in your heart. What does your heart have in it? What's your intentions? That's where I think the matter is. Do you take care of your brethren? Do you help people? Do you give? Or do you take? What do you do? So I think those are going to be the biggest, huge factors of all this. So is it all really going to happen? I don't know, but all I can tell you is I talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people are just feeling really strange lately. They're getting information put into them that they don't understand where it's coming from, and they're kind of feeling like they're a dream walk. And another way you can kind of tell too, and I know this sounds kind of weird, if you get kind of like a ringing in your right ear, from what I've learned, if you get that, that's your star seed or your angels, or however you want to label them. I mean, you can call them whatever you want to call them. They're actually spirit guides. But that's them telling you that they want to converse with you, or they want to exchange or tell you information or do whatever. And so I started monitoring this. And it usually happens to me right at night. Usually, not always, but 90% of the time, it's usually right before I go to bed. And then I go to sleep, and it never fails. Like last night, I had that ringing in my ear, and it was bad. I mean, it was. And when I say ringing, it's not like a ringing. It's just like a it's vibrational. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. It's a frequency, and it's not so much something that you can hear. For me, it's something that I can feel. I can actually like feel my eardrum. I can feel the frequency inside my right ear. It's really bizarre. I know it's not, was it tetanitis or whatever, or tendinitis, or I don't know, whatever it's called. It's not that. It's because it doesn't happen all the time. It only happens, it usually only happens when I'm ready to receive something, or going to get some type of information. So my goal is to practice my breathing more, get my diet even better than what I'm doing right now, and get my body healthy, so I can start working on my mind and my breathing and get everything ready. So I'm going to try to start channeling, and hopefully I'll be picked. I'll be one of the lucky ones. I don't know. We'll see. I would love it. I'd love to give you guys more information straight from the stars. So is all this really going to happen? Everything inside me says it's happening now. And then, like when I was with the Mormon church, they had already told, and this was like probably, God, this was 10, 15 years ago. At that time, the church had told me that the seventh seal was already opened. So the Mormons knew or know. And I know by on X or other places that there's a lot of people, religious people, who actually believe that we are in the end of days. So I don't know. I'm not worried about it, because like the Bible says, like what, 365 times that thou shalt not fear, or don't fear, or have no fear, or the word fear is in there. It's in there. I believe I read an article. I believe it was 365 times. So think about that. There's 365 days, and the Bible quotes don't have fear 365 times. Coincidence? I don't think so. I think that was done deliberate, because there's 365 days in the year, and every day that you wake up, you should not be fearful, because you have nothing to fear. What can happen to you? You are a spirit being. You are energy from God. So our purpose here is to learn and explore, and to help each other, and to grow. And when we do that, and I know this starts getting crazy, but when we do that, our energy goes back out into the universe, and it actually, sorry about this. It actually helps the frequencies in the whole universe. So our solar system will throw out this energy, and that energy will affect the Orion, the Orion system, the Andromeda system, all these other systems. The energy that we produce here in our solar system will go out through the galaxy, and it will affect. It just sends ripples, like when you throw a stone in a pond and it ripples out. Well, that's what our energy is doing on this planet. And now we have enough people on this planet that are full of love and that are good, and we're going to the age of Aquarius, which I already did an episode on that. And we're going to the age of Aquarius, and the frequencies are rising higher in this part of the universe that our galaxy is going through. So we got like a perfect storm coming on right now. And when I say a perfect storm, I mean a perfect storm to grow and to mature up into the fifth dimension frequency. And it's happening right now. And if you don't believe me, I challenge you to look inside yourself and ask yourself if there's knowledge that you have about things that you feel inside your gut and in your heart that you don't know where you got it from, or just came on all of a sudden, just maybe recently. I would say, in my opinion, this has been going on for probably about the last 2 years. I could be wrong, but maybe started a while ago. But for me, it's been about 2 years. And through that whole time, I've noticed my whole ego is being put in the back seat, and I'm not overthinking things anymore, and I'm letting things go, and I'm living more life and stressing less, and things are just happening. I mean, just because you're not a millionaire doesn't mean you're not successful. Because measuring success by money, in my opinion, is it's egotistical, and it's wrong, and it has nothing to do with success. Success is a personal goal that you set for yourself. I want to go do this. I went and did it, and I accomplished it, and I'm done. So you're successful. Has nothing to do with money, unless that's your goals. I mean, if your goals are to do that, then yeah, that's success. But I'm not money orientated. I could care less about it. Does stress me out when I don't have enough, but but I always do. I don't know how. I've been through some shit storms in my life, and I always come out the other end of the tunnel. So I just don't worry anymore. And I noticed since I did that, since I've just taken my fears and put them in a box and just like stashed them away, life just seems to happen better. I don't know. It's just things they just seem to work without any effort. And it's really, really, really cool. So I don't know what you guys think, but that's just my opinion. This is not misinformation. This is just, for entertainment purposes, or for, I'm just telling you my opinion on what I'm going through, what I've spoken with other people about, and what they have told me that they're going through. So it's all out there. I mean, you've seen it all. And then all the crap with the fires and the drones and the fog, and nobody knows what to believe anymore. So you kind of just don't believe anything. And it's just becoming a real mess. So my advice to everybody is, don't get caught up in the news. Don't get caught up in, any kind of partisan crap. Don't take sides. Just kind of just lay back a little bit and let everything happen. Stay safe. Keep yourself safe. That's number one. Keep yourself safe. But at the same time, let everything go. And I promise you, you're just going to feel an automatic peacefulness inside you. I guarantee it. I mean, I've always been kind of a happy-go-lucky person, but it's different than that, because I'm still that. I mean, I'm still smiley and laughy, or whatever nicknames people give me, because I'm always smiling, I'm always laughing. So that's just me. But so I really believe that that's happening, and to be on the right side or to be on the, well, it's up to you. I mean, you don't have to go to the 5D. You can stay right here and you can muscle your way through the Muslims and through ISIS and Hamas and all these people killing all these Christians in Africa and all these bad governments that are starving their people, and like our government poisoning the air, and I know people say you can't prove that. And I said, well, you know what? Go on to geoengineeringwatch.org, and they have all the scientific information there. They've taken everything to a lab and have broken everything down, and will tell you what particles are in the chem sprays. I mean, and not only that, but the government hasn't even denied it. I mean, you can go on C-SPAN and you can pull up videos where the government's telling you they're doing this. So this isn't a conspiracy. And I get tired of hearing that, because how could it be a conspiracy if the government itself comes out and tells you that it's doing that? So this isn't a conspiracy theory. They're factually telling you that on C-SPAN. And the same thing with my mRNA video that got pulled off of YouTube. I mean, all that information that I got for that video was from, not all of it, but a lot of it was from YouTube, from doctors, virologists, and scientists, embalmers, and all this research that I did. I was pretty pissed. I put a lot of research into that episode, because there was a lot of rabbit holes to go down on that one. So I'm not going to mention it now because I don't want this video pulled down, but it was out there. I put it out there. It was all the research done, pulled from YouTube. A lot of it, because a lot of the, and I'm sure a lot of you know this, but a lot of the PhDs and doctors and all these people, they go on YouTube and they do seminars and they post their results, and that's why this whole climate thing, I mean, I have never, ever, ever once ever seen one person who claims that climate is killing the planet, that CO2 is killing the planet. I have never seen one single iota of scientific information, statistics, charts, numbers, data, nothing. But now on the flip side of that, there are all kinds of doctors, PhD scientists, that are proving worldwide, okay, this is worldwide, especially like in Japan and in Israel and places where I got high-end doctors, and they're basically saying without CO2, this planet will die. And not only that, but most people don't even know what the percentage of CO2 is. It's 0.04. And as far as we know, since humankind has been on the planet, since, us, it's gone up 0.01% in like how many years? 2,500 years? 2,400 years? 2,000 years, I'm sorry, 2024. And in 2,000 years, it's only gone up 0.01%. So I mean, when you take all these things and you lay them out and you look at them and you actually do real research, then you just learn. But again, going back to what I was saying earlier, I know what the truth is. Okay. So, all right, I'm just going to sit back and watch the shit show, because I know for a fact that that's not real. What I know for a fact is the planet takes care of itself because it's a living entity. And when it's hurt, it licks its wounds. It will do what it needs to do to survive. And if that means get rid of us, that's what it will do. So I'm not really worried about it, because we're not even anywhere near that. So, and then the good thing is when the shift happens, hopefully all you out there following me will be on that side of the 5D, and we won't have to be worrying about that because we won't be living in the world that we're living in now. So think about this. I was thinking about this the other night. So archaeology right now is just fucking taking off massively, especially underwater archaeology. And I've talked a lot about this on several of my shows. But you can't deny how people were so much more advanced than we are today and had no fucked up infrastructures like we have today wrecking the planet. They didn't have windmills. They didn't have solar panels. They didn't have big, huge electrical grids. See, all that stuff that we're building, all of it, it damages the planet. All of it. It fucks with the magnetic resonance of the planet. 5G, bad for humans. Shit. Kills rats, bad for humans. Bad for the planet. It throws out frequencies that we don't need. So if you don't know what I'm talking about on the frequencies, I highly recommend that you just, I don't like to use Google, but I use DuckDuckGo or Google page 5 or 6, something like that. At any rate, so you can go on and Google frequencies and you'll be able to see how everything from color to a rock to your window to your nose to your food, every single thing in this universe gives off a frequency. And I've said this, I don't know how many times on my shows, but I just felt after seeing that stuff that I saw last night, I think that I'm pretty compelled to probably push the shift some more. And I think that's the direction that I'm supposed to be going right now. So I'll mix it up because I don't want to do every week the same thing, the same shift. I don't want to do that because I could be totally wrong. I mean, I might be way off the marker, but I don't think so. Everything inside me tells me it's real and it's happening. I just feel it. Look inside yourself. You know what I'm talking about. You know things feel different inside of you. I think if you are going to the 5D, you already know because you can feel that inside you. I know I did. It was real subtle, and then all of a sudden it wasn't subtle. It was, in fact, I was sick for a few weeks because it just, I think it was because of the shift, because my energy was shifting. And yeah, it wasn't too good, but it's getting rid of the old stuff. Oh yeah, that's the other thing that you need to do. And this is why I highly recommend Reiki. One of the ways to live on a higher frequency, live on a higher plane is to get rid of, one, I talked about fear, and the other one I forgot about, trauma. You got to work on the trauma. And 99% of the people who are out there don't realize how bad that they've been traumatized. And it's not just in this life. It might have been from your life before or the life before that or before that, going back hundreds of thousands of years. I know a lot of people can't grasp that. But remember, we are energy. We are souls. We are pure energy. This is just a shell. We're just here to party. That's all. I mean, we're here to experience Earth, experience life. But unfortunately, we got some bad characters on this planet who have other things, in mind. And I don't know if it's the reptilians. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we all blame the reptilians for everything. For reptilians, I don't know. But we know they were part of the Anunnaki, so I don't know. We know they're living in the ground. Like Sasquatch. Why can't you find Sasquatch? Because he's the fourth dimensional creature. So he slides in and out. You're never going to find him unless he grabs your ass and takes you through a portal. And I've been laughing at people for years about this because I've known this I've just had some type of intuition, and I've known this for probably 15 years. Everybody's like, oh, they're doing this, they're doing that. I'm like, no, they're walking through the portals. And then people do look at me, what do you mean portal? You mean like a Stargate? Well, kind of, yeah, but you got to realize that Earth beings are babies. We are in our infancy. We are the children of. We're the children of the galaxy. We're the babies. These other races and other entities, they have hundreds of thousands, if not millions and millions of years on us. We just got here. So we have a lot of growing up to do and a lot of expanding and learning and all that kind of stuff to do. And I think it's going to be fun. So when you research all this stuff, the spiritual stuff, and I know Gaia is kind of expensive, but Gaia is probably a really good place to start. Or you can Google channeling or channelers. And I mean, if you want to get started in the history of it, go back. I think I did a show on Edgar Cayce. You could probably go back through my videos, and I'm pretty sure I did an episode on Edgar Cayce, but I don't remember how detailed it was. But Edgar Cayce is a good place to start. He's probably one of the most famous channelers ever. And now they're everywhere. I mean, and are all of them real? Probably not. I would say probably out of 1,000 of them, probably 400 or 500 are probably at least 300 are fake. And I don't know. Maybe none of them are. I mean, I don't know. But some of them, I don't know. I listen to them and I can kind of tell they're full of shit. And other ones, by the answers they give and how they give them to you, how they format their answers, you can tell that it's real because it is. Not only that, but I know people personally who have channeled and accidentally grabbed a hold of the wrong spirit because that can happen. You got to remember that you can manifest whatever you choose to manifest. So if you go into a channeling and you're in a bad mood or you're in a bad way and you grab a bad entity, you're going to have a bad experience. And that's what happened to a friend of mine. She won't ever do it again. And I think that's a shame because in my eyes, that's a privilege to be able to do that. And even the star seeds, whatever you want to call them, Pleiadians or whatever, they'll even tell you that. They'll tell you that you can get a hold of a bad entity. And at that point, you just tell them to go away because as they're teaching us, you can manifest things. In fact, the church teaches you that. Why do you think the church teaches you to pray? Praying is a form of manifestation. And that's why it's even been proven scientifically that the larger the group of people that are in one spot together on one prayer at one time, it actually raises the frequency on the planet in that place. It's not, you can't deny it, you can't dispute it because they have shown with their little instruments and everything that when people in groups pray, they manifest energy. And that energy is what manifests what you're praying for. So even on an individual level. So you can call it prayer, you can call it, I just call it talking to my angels. I mean, that's just what I do. I call them, there's so many of them. I don't know who's hanging out, Michael, whoever. And a lot of it's because I can't remember the names at the time because I'm so stupid. But it's not the point. The names aren't really the point. What the point is that you're asking. And that's half the battle, to ask for help. because you can manifest those conditions or the outcomes. You can manifest that by positive thinking and prayer and just deep thinking about getting something done a certain way. So I'm kind of like right in the middle of actually doing like little mini tests on myself right now with all this stuff. So I'm trying to either prove or disprove what I'm learning. And it seems like the more I try to disprove, the more I'm proving. So it's, I don't know what to tell you guys, but the shift is happening, and I hope to God that you guys out there can feel it, because and write me. I mean, right after you hit the like button, hit the comments, and if you want to ask specific questions, I'd be more than happy to research it and give you more detailed information on certain subjects that you might not understand or might want to know about. And again, I don't know everything. I mean, I'm only the kind of like the channeler, but I'm not channeling them. I'm channeling, I'm channeling the people who are channeling. If that makes sense. I'm repeating what they're saying, so I'm just a parrot. But I've never believed in anything more than my life than what's happening right now to be true. And I've researched a few religions and been in a couple, and religions are just cults. Religions are ways to enslave you. Period. I don't see it any other way. It's enslavement. For someone to tell you that you're bad and you deserve to get punished and you're a sinner and you're going to hell and all this stuff is going to happen to you, blah, 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 blah. Fuck that. None of that shit has to happen to you. And a lot of times when we go through low parts in our life, because God knows I've been through mine, I know that I'm going to get through them, because how do I explain it to people? Life is a heartbeat. It goes up and it goes down. It goes up and it goes down. So if your life was just straight across, what would we call that on your heart? We'd call that a flat line. That's how I look at it. So if your life is just like always perfect and it's just monotone, see, to me, I just put a bullet in my head. I couldn't do that. It's not that I enjoy the bad times, but I'm going to tell you one thing: the bad times make you appreciate the good times a lot better. And I think you get more out of it. I really do. I think you take a lot more away from it. So I don't know. That's just me. So at any rate, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the like button, and leave some comments if you want to know more about like something on the channeling or the shifting, or if there's a particular subject that you would like to know a little bit further. I can either expand on it, or I can give you direction on where to go to find more. Like I said, Gaia is a really good place to start at. And actually on Gaia, all this stuff started years ago. So if you do go on Gaia, I recommend that you go back when you get some of these series. I found that when you go back like a while ago, like what's her name? Regina. Regina is one of my favorites. She's incredible. I just love her. She is incredible. If you haven't seen Regina on Gaia, you have to. She's really good. And her other older programs, in my opinion, were a lot more informative and a lot more people on there that were doing this kind of stuff. And I don't know. It's not saying that she's not good anymore. I'm just saying that, in my opinion, it's good to start in the back a little bit, because it kind of rolls forward to now, and then it'll all make a lot more sense to you. So, but it's up to you. You don't have to do that. But the Gaia channel is a really good place to start. And then from there, it's all over Facebook. I mean, Galactic Federation Light, Pleiadians, Tigetans, Reptilians, the Lyrans. It's all on Facebook too. So I mean, you can go do that. And then what I highly recommend for everybody, Reiki. Go start your Reiki. I don't know about Kundalini yet because I haven't started that, but I'm really I'm gonna look into that next month or here, so and see if I can get started into Kundalini. And I believe the frequency healing is really, really, really worth it. Like sound baths, or like what I just did last week, and I went to what they call a sound immersion, which was just unbelievably phenomenal. I mean, you could just feel certain vibrations. You could actually feel it almost like at a cellular level in your body. You could feel like your body like doing things like at a microscopic. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, it was only like $25 for an hour. And I'm just like, wow, it was really good. I got into some really good deep state. I got some really good visions, more visions of spacecraft again. I've been having visions of spacecraft for probably 3 months now, 3 or 4 months. And I've been having visions of, I don't know what planet it is, but I've been having visions of another planet, and I don't know what planet it is. I have no idea. But I don't know if it's a past life or if I'm astral projecting, or I don't know what the fuck I'm doing right now. I'm just like doing these things, and then things are coming into me. So I actually need to go to Reiki or go somewhat to someone and learn how to manifest and manipulate, and how to, work all these things so that they will work for us, for me. And that's what I'm kind of in the process now. It's a long process. I mean, it's not something you just do in a week or 2 months. You're talking years. So yoga, meditation, all that kind of stuff. So I'm not really good at that yet either. I'm not disciplined enough, but that's the story of my whole life. I'm never disciplined. Anybody that knows me knows that. That's one thing you can't do is cage me. I'm not disciplined. I am. I mean, I am disciplined, but you know what I'm saying. I'm out of control. I'm in control, but I'm out of control. Anyway. So yeah, start with Gaia. That'll give you a good foundation, good rock. And I think it's like, it's kind of pricey. I think it's $15 a month, but I don't know. To me, it's well worth it because you get a lot of good information on that channel. It's just really good. And then again, like I said, Facebook, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure it's all over TikTok too. I don't have TikTok. So anyway, hope I helped you. I hope you are ready for the shift. I know I am. And remember, love. Can't say it enough. Love, love, love. It's all about love. What is love? Think about that. Look down inside yourself and ask you what love is. Ask yourself what that is. Because I'm sure you're going to find out it's not what you think it is. Because the love is in here. It's not out there. Okay. It's in you. The love is in you. Carry it. So are you a giver or are you a taker? I mean, it's pretty simple. So hopefully we'll see you on the new planet. All right, you guys. Take care. Have a good week. I'll see you next week. And thank you for watching. You guys are awesome. All right, bye.